Well, guys, and welcome. This is the way, yeah. Welcome back to the DPC. We have the last game between Infamous and Tempest. As RDO previously stated, it's been a game of throws. But as you guys all know, if game 1 and game 2 have throws, game 3 is a perfect game of beautiful donuts. So I can't wait for this exciting match. The starting picks, are they going to change? Are we still going to see the Tempest attempting maybe going for Zoo, maybe going for Dawnbreaker? What do you think is the deviation here, Sexy Fett? How would you start this third match?
If I were Tempest, I think I would stick on my Visage. Gave me the first win, I would just go for him again.
I mean, they played Dawnbreaker both games, though. They just sucked in the second one for some reason.
Yeah, they suck it on the first one too, but they managed to win anyways.
Okay,
So I
okay,
don't
fair
know.
enough. Maybe stop picking Dawnbreaker. Maybe just ban it instead. Oh, okay. They're going for the EU strat or the Western European strat of just Viper first, flex it wherever.
Yeah, I feel like that they want to make Infamous not pick the Timbersaw here. So they just pick the Viper, and if they pick Timbersaw, they'll put Viper 5 against Timbersaw.
Good idea. I like it. What does Oscar pick then?
Let me check Hero Pool. They can go for the Sun King Mirana again. I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah.
That's very good against Viper, actually. Oh, they're gonna pick up the Dawnbreaker instead. Okay, showcasing Tempest how it's played, and they go for a Dawnbreaker Hoodwink. Interesting combo.
Alright, nice. No Rubik, guys. No Rubik on 8, please.
Yep. No spells to steal here.
What do you mean? You don't want Starbreaker on the Rubik? It's amazing.
Ooh,
Okay,
nice.
they go with the OP puck.
nice. Finally a clutch pick on 8.
Okay, RDO, you're a big fan of the puck. You've been talking about it all season. Tell me why it's OP right now.
Yeah, the Witchblade, right? Now Puck doesn't even have to buy boots, just goes straight into Witchblade. Puck gets a Witchblade into 10 minutes, and everyone just feeds. It's just so much damage output, and it doesn't even cost much mana for Puck, because every 8 seconds she's gonna give you a hit, and this hit will do 300 damage.
What's the way to stop it, Sexy Fat? What do you hate playing against if you're on a puck?
Sand King, Decay, all these insta stuns, it's just so good against it. Greenstroke is also a good pick, but
okay, that's an
it's
option.
really good combined with the insta stun, of course, because then you already have the follow-up damage to blow up the puck since she doesn't have too much HP.
That's a little bit tough because the Dawnbreaker has to go somewhere, right? So maybe you could Dawnbreaker mid, I guess?
You can go off lane with Dawnbreaker and Hoodwink. It seems like a good lane.
And then what would you go for? Do you go for like a... Like, you need the instant stun somewhere, right? Do you pick like a DK mid? Is that what you're planning on? Or what's the idea here, Sexy Fat?
Oh, yeah, DK mid can work. It's really good against Puck. She's never gonna solo kill you. If she rotates to side lanes, tip it to coil, you just press your ultimate and force his tower. Or you even force before she's tipping and she cannot tip you on side lanes. It really makes the Puck game get a little bit weird. And once you get this blink dagger, she gets friend and she cannot play like she was like Puck players play, like without being afraid to die. She can be stunned and just burst it at any time.
Right, exactly. Okay, all right, that seems pretty good. RDO, on your side, we're already seeing the bans here from Infamous of the carries, the Void, the Juggernaut. What does it indicate to you?
Dawnbreaker is an offline hero.
Awesome, thank you, RDO. Cue perfectly.
I feel like that they're gonna play this Dawnbreaker Hoodwink lane because it's a solid lane and it should be very good against the Viper 5. Because if the Viper gets out of position, boom, he's gonna get bushwhacked into Dawnbreaker combo, and there goes Viper. And if they try to go aggressive on the Dawnbreaker has a escaping ability, so she can just press W and wait for the Venom to expire and go again on Viper.
On top of that, RDO, Dawnbreaker might be a hero you like, because Oscar can't sacrifice himself on this hero, so he has to play
Oh
core.
yeah, he can. He can. I'm pretty sure he can. He gonna. Oh my.
What is his build? What is his build this
I
game?
mean, I'm not even worried about the builds. I'm worried about him having a good game, then like ulting to save a car and just dying, you know, and having no game after that.
That's fair. That's fair. I want to talk about this, by the way. Air Spirit ban. What does that indicate? That's new.
I am not sure.
No. Interesting.
Might-
Thinking,
They might be banning the Earth Spirit because it's a good pair with the Viper offlane, and it's also very good with Puck because once Puck coils, Earth Spirit can row in and kick the guy out of the coil, break the coil, too much damage.
Okay. Fair enough. Could you do that with Marcy, though, if they really, really wanted to go with that combo?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Marcy don't really give you a team fight.
Okay. That's fair. This tanking, though, it's actually fat. Are you thinking Dawnbreaker mid now, or 5? Where are you leaning towards?
oof, I don't know. If Alone plays at Sand King, which I think he does, they
Oh,
can still flex
That's
it,
true.
right?
That's true. Yeah, I forgot about that.
From the games I played in my pub, every time I see Book, I pick my Sand King mid and I just ask for a stroke and worked so well because you get like 8-min blink and you just call your green stroke, get Inks well, and just blow up the HP 800 HP Book.
Okay. So then the Grimstroke is another good idea here for Infamous as well. I like that, actually. Tempest is really thinking about their next pick. They might reveal the Viper Flex. Maybe that's what they're revealing as well. Okay, the Visage.
Alright, it's 3 in time, guys. Let's go.
You've said it every game, RDO. I don't think it's gonna happen.
It's
Look,
gonna happen.
that
It's gonna
could-
be a treant into CK.
No, you can't see the strategy. It's the flexing the 3 and 5, and you never know what's going 3 or 5 at the end. It's the master strat Tempest has here. Now they pick a 4.
I
They
feel
pick
like they
Trent,
need
they-
some melee bros on Tempest because they have too much ranged heroes. They're gonna
Yeah.
lack front line.
Many
and
flying
stuff.
heroes.
Ooh,
There you go. A bunch of flying heroes, and then one hero that covers the underground. That's the melee hero you asked for. Nyx Assassin. Great against Sanking, great against Stormbreaker. Can be good against Hoodwink.
yeah.
Theoretically, it's a good pick, but you never know. Maybe
Why-
the
why don't you know?
chaos. It's so hard, right? This hero feels like a very good hero, but if you miss some spells on teamfight, you're gonna be totally useless. Because if you don't have levels, you're gonna have high cooldowns, and you're only gonna be able to press the spells once into a teamfight. For example, if you miss Carapace, you're instantly dead.
True. Do you see the lane sexy fat? Assuming there's like Nyx with Visage, for example.
I think it's a hard lane for them. If it goes Nature's Prophet hard carry, of course, because they don't have really that much of AoE spells shoving waves, so I think Nature's would just deny a bunch of creeps of them.
Right.
Maybe they can cut some waves, I don't know, they can do some shenanigans laning, but it doesn't look good at first.
What about Viper? They put Nyx with Viper, would that be better, or same issue?
I think it would be better, because Viper can just pick the second spell, right? The Nether Toxin, I believe. And can just shove the waves, kill the nature summons. Feels a bit better.
I always
Maybe
thought
put this-
MP was good against Viper, though, at lane. I thought that was the general matchup.
Yeah, it's good against Viper.
Yeah.
It's decent. I think it goes both ways.
Okay.
But if you're comparing Visage Nyx lane with Viper Nyx lane, I think Viper Nyx lane just goes really
Yeah.
better.
That's fair enough. RDO, do you like the MP carry, or do you think it can be played in a different position? I genuinely don't know what Infamous is doing.
Yes, I like the NP pick because it can also be flex, right? Can be mid or off lane, you never know. But it's a very good pick against the Visage Nyx lane because neither of these heroes can deal with the summons. So that's a big counter of Nyx that we were talking about. Units, they pick Nyx, they instantly get punished by kind of losing the lane because they're not going to be able to address the Prophet. So that's a concern.
Yeah. And if you're
How does
losing
Tempest...
the...
Oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Okay.
Oh, please.
If you're losing a game against Nyx, the Pick really lose a bit of his potential because he's not gonna be scouting kills. He's just gonna be walking around the map and maybe trying to get info. And most of the times can be a sentry. He just dies. Yeah, it's really important when you get these sneaks. You're planning to build up some early advantage and play from ahead.
Okay. RDO, what is the response here against the MP? What's the carry for Tempest?
They can actually pick Sniper, man.
Oh, it's a legit sniper game. Nope.
Oh
Seeker
no,
again.
not this hero again.
Why is it bad though? It seems like a pretty good Bloodseeker game.
I mean, it is, but Bloodseeker can only fight with BKB on this game. Like,
Yes.
if he doesn't have BKB, he dies for every single spell in Infamous side, every single combo. He can die for both supports if he doesn't have BKB. And they kinda, as I said before, they kinda lack a hero to go in on Tempest. They don't have a frontliner. They only have the Visage, and the Visage probably gonna have a bad lane, so they're gonna have problems on going into enemy heroes, such as last game. They picked the Grim and Rubik, but Pango and Dawnbreaker lose their lanes, so their early game was very bad because they had no frontline heroes.
Yeah, they have Poke to go in and give his vision, but since she's playing against Sand King, it's kind of hard. Right? If she plays too aggressive, she can just get stunned and die.
Yep. Yeah, familiars as well. If it's like a Visage 5, they could be more used as scouts here, perhaps. What is Infamous even missing here? Is 5 carry?
Mid? Maybe a DK less pick?
Yeah, that always works. That fits something. I mean, they already have instant stuns though, and they have like good follow-up
Yeah.
as well.
You can also pick Tiny. No, Tiny's been, never mind.
Oh yeah, Tiny was first bet. Is a favorite of Sladin, as you know. I genuinely don't know if Parker plays MP though. I'm pretty sure he does. I know Alone does.
I suppose he does.
I guess not. I guess not.
Oh.
Alone mid
Snake
MP.
Mid, yeah.
So we made all the theory craft of the Prophet carry, and in the end, it's not gonna be a Prophet carry, man.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
How's that matchup of NP mid versus Puck? Is that good? I think isn't that Puck favored?
Yeah, I think it's Puck. I think both are gonna farm, but Puck's just gonna go so well, much better. It's gonna go much better than NP after laning stage. So
Yeah.
I would just favorite Puck.
Also, RDO, you were like, oh yeah, units counter Nyx, they did great, they punished that lane. Now it's Monkey King, he gets screwed by the Viper, dude. There's like no chance now.
Wait, is it Viper offlane in Visage 5? I didn't. Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They have a big problem on Infamous side, man. They picked a Monkey King into Viper offlane. Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my, he says. All right.
Yeah.
RDO, predictions then? Do you believe in
Uh,
this monkey?
No, I'm sad for Parker, man, because playing Monkey into Viper is so annoying. I'll go with Tempest. I believe in the Bloodseeker this time.
Okay. Sexy Fat, do you believe in the Viper versus monkey?
Yeah, I have to go with Tempest after knowing Monkey against Viper.
You can tell he's a true offlaner versus carry because RDO gets sad and Sexy Fat smiles when he sees that match. So you can tell the positions they play here. As we go over to our casting duel, this will be the last showing today, but it'll be wonderful because we're going to see who gets to go or who potentially preserves their chances to go to the major. Lots of asterisks here. So take it away, Gareth, and to Bowie.
Yeah, lots of caveats, lots of asterisks around this one, but it's a deciding game in a best of 3 as Infamous take on Tempest. And, well, Bowie, a lot of questions there around the laning matchups. And I'm really wondering, I've not seen it in a while, does Infamous go for some kind of lane swapping?
I mean, it is possible. I feel like it's tough. Like the first levels are actually not that bad for the Monkey King, especially because he's going to be paired with this Affliction Dawnbreaker. But past level 3, level 4, that's when it pretty much gets unlaneable if you don't get a couple of kills. So I would love to see a swap, but I just have a feeling they won't. But going back to another lane, I think this NP lane versus Puck, it's actually pretty good. Like usually,
NP wins, right?
Yes, I think once Puck gets a couple of levels, he can actually deal with the summons. But early on, he doesn't do enough damage, and the combined damage of NP plus the treants is pretty annoying for for any hero to really like deal with. Also, Puck is a hero that wants to rotate, right? And the NP can not only match the rotation with teleportation, but he can also pressure mid really fast with the Blightstone plus Treants. So
Yeah.
I actually like it a lot.
I feel like I've seen this before where like Furion has, 10 denies first 3 or 4 waves or something and kind of demolishes the puck that way. The big thing for me is always the fast Orchid though. Profit with a fast Orchid against all of these Radiant heroes is incredibly nasty. And like you're saying, the free TP, being able to rotate and counteract what the puck is doing, always very nice.
Look at Parker here.
What's he doing?
It's just he was like close to tier 2 tower here for no reason. I guess he just wanted to make sure Viper's there, and then he stays in the lane because he's not afraid apparently.
He's got 3 branches and 2 circlers. Not afraid of anything.
Eh?
Treads Battle Fury queued, so he's going to go for that kind of hyper carry Monkey King that, of course, will fit in his playstyle very well.
Yeah, I think that's the way for Infamous to win this. Unlike the other games where they kinda had to win the early game, this is a game that Monkey King feels okay if he has, Battle Fury BKB and another item. Like the early game until that is gonna be kind of tough. Parker will AFK, which kind of fits his playstyle.
Oh, Michael down bottom. Nearly dead to the soul assumption, but had some regen to pop. Yeah, I like the move top lane where they just go straight for the Viper, take him down to like half HP, and they're forcing these early fights just to try and burn through that early regen and make sure that Draken doesn't have a free time just sitting there and hitting with the poison.
Yeah, the problem that I see here is that they actually didn't block the large camp. It's a late block from Affliction. So because the lane pushed, they really have to deal with this camp, or else they might be in a position where Parker is not farming for a while.
Sludden has boots, so he can get away from the monkey and the Dawnbreaker. I keep flicking my eyes down bottom because I see Oscar very low HP. I mean, Michael's been towing the line between life and death this entire laning stage. You can't use Visage. Pretty tanky as int range supports go. Has a salve and plenty of regen there to back himself up. We do need to look into that mid lane though, right? 4 denies on the Prophet. It's 8 and 8 in terms of actual last hits. So far, pretty even between the two of them. Of course, those denies could be a couple of Treants.
Another interesting thing of this matchup is the fact that you can deny one of the runes if you're Treants, and you can potentially teleport to the other one. So it's definitely pretty interesting what the NP actually offers against the Puck. Really curious to see whether he'll actually try to match the rotations of Sebas or if he'll force the lanes is really what I'm interested in, because it will kind of show whether Infamous wants to play aggressive early on or if they'll just want to dodge. I think it actually benefits them to get those early towers rather than match the rotations, because this Monkey King, as we talked about, will really struggle against Viper. Look at him just almost killing Dawnbreaker here.
Yeah, I mean, she's dead. A Monkey King. He might also be dropping. They've got the stun for the Nyx, the body block to get in front of him. And Infamous going to lose both of their safe lane heroes to this Draken Viper. A nice double kill comes out for him.
I mean, the panel talked about it. It's not an easy lane.
Yeah, this is why I brought up the possibility of lane swaps, right? Imagine you have the Monkey Dawnbreaker bottom against Bloodseeker Visage. You probably feel a lot better. Of course, Hoodwink, Sand King offering you kill threat on Nyx and Viper would have been pretty nice, but I don't know, the past year or so, I just haven't seen that kind of lane swapping mentality really get played.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It kind of fell out of favor. I think missing the early experience sometimes just hurts more than the bad lane itself. But one problem that I see is that there was really no regen on Parker. He actually didn't go boots, and he decided to go for this, I'm gonna right-click sort of mentality. But there's a lot of denies on this Viper, and without boots, he really feels like he can just get chased.
Yeah, it's a distinct possibility. Nature's Prophet TPing back into mid. Sebas has the Waning Rift, 4th minute rune. Does come up, picked up by the Puck and the Hoodwink. But yeah, alone, look at him, 19, 12 denies. This is the strength of the Nature's Prophet in the mid lane. He's level 5. Puck, still level 4 and a bit.
Alrighty. Yeah, I mean, this lane, they just rely way too much on the creep equilibrium. for it to work on Parker, and they've been struggling with it. That late block just allows Draken to tank the creep wave. You know, he's gonna be playing with fire here. Oof.
Yeah, jump in, jump out. Draken and Sladin still trying to chase down this Dawnbreaker. Looks like they'll finish off Affliction quite simply with the poison attacks. Now, Monkey King not touching creeps either feels pretty bad for Parker. As that lane, like you're saying, is constantly in front of the Radiant tier 1. Nowhere near where they need it to be.
Yeah, maybe they'll wait for
Wrath of Nature.
Really.
Katara is very low bottom, but they turn on the Sand King. Alone TPs in, sprouts and causes a lot of chaos with those treants. The bouncing Acorn will help take down the Bloodseeker and give Alone a double kill with that first rotation down bottom. So you lose a couple top, you get that back bot, but the Prophet has the push.
So good. He's also gonna drag the creep wave around, so this catapult wave, I mean, this might just be an instant tower. This is the perfect rotation by Alone. Just, we were talking about Puck rotating first, and he's the one that actually gets it done.
Yeah, another strength of the Prophet. You've got more options. You've got 2 TPs to work with rather than the Puck's 1. I do bring Katyu down here, but no defense can be made of that tier 1 tower, so a nice opening there for Infamous now. To play in that bot lane. I do catch Dawnbreaker top, though. Nyx and Viper chipping away at Affliction. Continue that streak for the Viper as well as he makes his way towards the treads. Wraithband null. What a build.
Oh, they
cut the
find
tree.
Mr. Parker.
They've got chain stuns for days here. Yeah, they've got them all locked up. It's a good rotation from the Prophet. Will find the kill on Draken. Alone with Strength Treads, 7 Wand and Fairy Fires. He's pretty tanky. He's going to get out the Wrath of Nature. Slot in. He pops the Carapace, but maybe a little bit too early. No, it does connect and stop Alone from chasing him down with another good Impale. Slardin buying time and making space for himself. And in comes the Puck to clear him up. Michael with a bushwhack, dodged out by the phase shift. Slardin still alive somehow. Body blocked by the Treants and finally killed off by Alone. This gives a lot of room to Oscar now.
Sure. It's a little sad that the rotation from Furion came later for Park, because that's really how they're going to alleviate the lane. I guess, like, a lot of heroes actually struggle against Viper Core, but Monkey King, he can just watch his demise from the trees. So, like, he actually gets experience, whereas a lot of other carriers might not even be able to do that. And because Nature's Prophet just, like, opens up the map, Parker can actually farm pretty fast with 3 downs. That is one thing that this hero also does pretty well. So, you know, now I kind of get where Infamous is coming from. It does rely on Alone really getting these really good rotations, but he's delivering. He's actually playing really well.
Yeah, their entire draft very good at playing the tree line, playing fog, playing wide open map, right? Sand King with Sandstorm, they've got Hoodwink, Monkey, and Prophet. All very good at juking around and dodging people. Dawnbreaker, the one exception, I guess. Yeah, she's got Celestial Hammer to create a bit of a gap. But closed in on by a Nyx and a Viper doesn't stand a chance.
They do reveal that ward, though. They were attacking from the low ground. So that is something that the Dawnbreaker can work. And at least get some gold out. And now really is the time for this Monkey King to start farming a little bit. The problem that I see from Tempest is that they kind of have to win this early-ish. And the push from them is pretty bad. Oh, nice.
Sprout bushwhack, yeah, but look at Alone. Blown up. The Puck and the Visage both arriving with massive mortar strikes of magic damage. Michael hiding in the trees, but now scouted, and Soul Assumption comes. He's going to get taken down as well. That's some swift retribution as Tempest bring 4 heroes up top lane. This was meant to be a fight where Infamous dominate, get the Orchid finished on the Prophet, and keep on moving forward. I get stopped.
Yeah, just way too much magic damage coming from the Puck. Unfortunately, the Nature's Prophet build is pretty squishy when you go for the Orchid. No stats items whatsoever. He just gets exploded. And yeah, the Sand King has to delay this. It doesn't really matter if he dies. Oh my, yeah, he's definitely dead.
Oh yeah.
I guess it does matter if he dies that quickly.
Sentry on the tower, plenty to stop him. And they're immediately snapping into action to find Affliction. Trying to get the D-ward of the Sentry. Not worth his life, though, there, as Nyx Assassin shows off his level 6 with the Vendetta Strike. And now, Infamous, it's one of those moments in the game where you may be worried that they're going to start feeling lost. But they've carved a nice bit of map, right? Bottom tier 1 going so early means Parker can farm down here quite safely. Gets away from the arms being lifted. Kitaro, oh, is he going to find him? He gets an Observer Ward for his troubles. But right now, it feels like Infamous are absolutely waiting for items. Like, they don't want to fight. They don't have Blink Dagger on Oscar. They don't have Battle Fury and Monkey King. Prophet needs Orchid. So I feel like this is where Tempest can just say, right, we've got the choice. We can chill and farm, or we can keep applying pressure.
Yeah, they can definitely apply pressure. It does come a little bit slow because, the Visage is on a core. They don't really have any sieging heroes, but still, they can definitely start forcing towers just because they know that there's like an overwhelming net worth advantage considering it's only a 10-minute game. But what's good for Infamous is they actually have really good heroes for split pushing and creep skipping. You have this Monkey King, Sand King, and NP, all 3 cores. I mean, even Hoodwink to some extent. They can delay this quite a bit past the tier 1 towers.
There's just Oscar. He comes down bottom and Monkey King is like back farming. Maybe he'll get some Ancients for himself, but it's 11 minutes in and he still needs another 900 for Blink.
I want to see an epicenter on this ancient stack. Let's go.
Cast it. Let's do it.
Let's go. Nah, he's gonna be chill about it.
Oh, come on, man. I just busted out. I was gonna get him close. I was gonna get him within 300-400 of the Blink. Once he finishes off the Ancients, but the swarm of Tempest heroes, they're coming for your top jungle. They've scouted you out. I see the Dawnbreaker. Puck has a DD. They actually want to go for the Prophet, the bigger kill in the back. They'll find Alone. That's absolutely beautiful. That's what they needed.
Yeah, this is getting a little bit out of control. At the start, it really felt like NP had their number, but some rotations being sloppy and some of those deaths just really allowing Tempest to really dominate the map right now. Their entire big jungle is warded. They can't really seem to group and take those wards out. And the levels, like Affliction is level 4 right now. Yeah. Jesus.
It's really rough. Like, there's no threat of punishment, right? If Infamous are the ones that are starting the move, fine. They're burrowing, they're bushwhacking, they're playing aggressively, and the Prophet can TP in. The Monkey King can jump in when he needs to. But if Tempest are the ones putting their good foot forward and starting fights, there is just no... There's no counterplay, really. Without Sand King Blink, without... the items, which, like I said, they're literally just waiting for a gold to finish. Now, Alone is nearly at Orchid. Sand King is... we're talking about tens of gold here until they have these key items, and then they can start playing the game. I'd love to see them go smoke out this mid-tier 2 with this Sand King Blink now. But Cat to you with the Visage Familiars is scouting the Dawnbreaker. They'll potentially see them coming.
Really good timing. He needs like 1 camp as Alone, and that should probably be... Like, they don't even need Alone to be in that smoke. He just needs to teleport. So technically they could smoke right now, which they do, but Coil bottom.
Yeah, they've caught out the Monkey. Sludden scouts him out, and Sebas finishes him off. Infamous leaving the Monkey King out in the open like that. Still trying to play wide open map. Not paying off for them. But maybe if they can find Kitaro... They've got Blink Burrow, they've got Bushwhack Sharpshooter. Plenty of raw damage to come in towards this 1200 HP Bloodseeker. Well, that should be his death. 100% guaranteed. Mid lane, they're trying to catch Dawnbreaker again. Affliction still level 5, 13 minutes in, and it's going to be level 5, 14 minutes in. He's dead for another 20 seconds.
Yeah. That really is the rough part for Infamous. I kind of like divide support heroes in 2 groups. You have the support heroes that are like really good at level 3, 4, and 5, and you have those heroes that really need level 6, like Silencer, Shadow Demon. Dawnbreaker is definitely one of those heroes. Right now, this hero being level 5 is such a big difference from Dawnbreaker being level 6.
Viper trying to show off.
Feels like she doesn't do anything.
There's Rod of Atos. Yeah, Dawnbreaker's having a real torrid time. They are defending their outpost area, though. Monkey King is still a ring of health away from Battle Fury. We've got the Orchid on the Prophet. Trying to line up a kill on the Nyx here with a Sharpshooter. They'll finish him off. So they do keep the Radiant at bay, and a good little Starbreaker onto Catyu might find them a bonus kill. Sprout all broken up. But with the Urn and the Blightstone on him, Catyu looks dead here, and a great Boundless Strike on the Viper means Infamous will find 3.
All right, really good fight. They actually had the Orchid onto the Invisible Nyx Assassin, so he couldn't really cast the Carapace or the stun, which allowed them to just burst him down. The panel talked about it, like kind of lack of stuns on Tempest besides the Nyx. He didn't really had a bad laning stage, so he has the levels, but the Orchid counters him really hard. And until he has the U-Scepter, it will still be a problem.
Yeah.
This is going to buy a lot of time for the Battle Fury on Parker.
Absolutely. There is the other key element here for Tempest. The panel, again, mentioning the BKB on Bloodseeker, imperative. He can't fight. He can't really join in these fights until he has BKB. Not safely, anyway. But he will gather with his team, smoking under a Dire Observer ward. Let's see what Infamous does to react to this. Normal move would be to come to that high ground obs near Roshan, defend your outpost. They are completely avoiding. Catch you, going to get a free D ward for it. Seems Infamous pretty happy to play that spread style. Continue that. Keep Monkey King farming with his Battle Fury. Maybe hunt someone in the trees like Oscar. Blood right there. You're going to attempt the TP. Oh, it's a good one. Slardin had already spent his stun, so they don't catch the Sand King, and that's a lot of room.
Yeah, that's a lot of vision. That is some tier 1 tower damage being done by these annoying treants that, by the way, are already big because he has the shard.
Yeah, they've blocked the Viper in completely. The Sharpshooter Bushwhack, the treants whacking Draken. He's nearly dead. Put another Urn on him and he's gone. Jump in with the Monkey King, finish off the Viper. He does get Viper strike out just before he dies, but they lose Slardin as well. Parker's Monkey saved up by the Solar Guardian, but Sebas comes out with the magic nuke damage, finds 2 kills. Sebas going to orb away as well while they rupture up the Sand King. He's epicentering, but he's silenced. He can't stun, he can't blink, he can't run, he can't hide, but it's Katara that's going to run or else he'll die. Dawnbreaker again with a good little slapdown. Finds the kill on Catyu. But Sebas causing issues until he's sprouted, and alone should have his number here. Oh, can the puck slip away from this? Not with that orb. Can't jaunt far away enough. And a 4 for 4 is what we end up with in that fight. Still favored towards Infamous in terms of net worth and experience change, but a very close one.
Yeah, most definitely. But like in even exchange right now, it really is good for Infamous. It's kind of sad that Parker died because he's the hero that really needs to scale. But yeah, they just want to delay this. There's going to be a point where this Monkey King is the strongest hero in the game, and that's all that matters. You just don't want to lose too much real estate for it. Oh, but they do find Mr. Alone.
Yeah. No BKB, no safety. He pops his wand, but they can still see him. He's going to sprout an Orchid, slot in. We can't TP out. Alone stands his ground. He kills him. He's killed the Bloodseeker. Slardin will finally find the next prophet, and Sand King, he did come in to help out, will get burst down. Visage dying as well, as Michael slips into the trees. We're just continually getting these crazy team fights. Michael now under Radiant Vision. Draken, Rod of Atos. Throw some poison at him. Puck gonna orb over as well. Michael's got to know that something's not quite right.
Yeah, really good ward from Tempest. That's how they were able to engage on the Nature's Prophet in the first place. But also really good clutch play there. I guess the Sprout kind of blocks the Nature's Prophet with the big treants. And to me, this is very promising for Infamous. I feel like Tempest had kind of an okay early game, but it's such a weird draft at the end of the day. Like, they struggle to force Roche, they struggle to force towers. They need either a lot of kills or just an overall net worth advantage to force this place. And they don't have that. You talked about the BKB. That's coming. That's probably when we'll see the Bloodseeker joining fights. S4, can they really do that much as Tempest? They kind of need a lucky jump.
Yeah, they need that one guy that's alone, right? They need the individual target. They can Rod of Atos. They can impale. Monkey King, they wanted Parker so badly. But he jumps atop the trees. And he's out. Slardin still invis. Dire Sentry is there, but no vision. Infamous have a pretty perfect read on where they're sitting, though. If they could go catch someone elsewhere, like bottom lane, maybe a tier 2 defense from one of the Radiant heroes could be a good place for Infamous to set up. But now they see the next mid. Missing the Bushwhack, not a great start, and he's going to tumble his toy straight into the Sand King's stun. Oscar can't finish him off, and Bushwhack misses. As the Solar Guardian comes in towards the Hoodwink, Puck has initiated and now disengages. Oh, orbing forward, looking for Michael still. That's some good damage. Finishes him off with a Waning Rift. Another sloppy one. Infamous missing a bunch of spells. Holding out, though, with people in the area. Parker wants to Wukongs.
BKB is coming, so he's definitely willing to fight right now. There you go.
They need Alone as well, who's currently sat up top and trying to get his own BKB. So we might see just a moment of waiting from Infamous while they get those BKB synchronized.
It's really close for him, so the Treants can farm it. That's a huge timing. Like, when you look at Tempest and what they're building, Puck is going for Neon Disc. Like, this, first of all, doesn't scream a lot of confidence, honestly. And second of all, they really only have BKB on the Bloodseeker. The Viper's going to take a while, but if they just force this Roche, wow, they're doing this much faster than I actually expected. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, Vlad's on the Visage. Poison attacks, and there's Aegis. I don't know, I would argue that Puck needs a defensive item, right? If you go BKB here, you're still probably going to get caught by a Blink Burrow, and you're not going to get your BKB off while you're hit with Orchid and Silenced and Stunned. A Yule Scepter doesn't feel particularly good on Puck anymore either, so I think Aeon Disc kind of fills the gap that both of those items would be good, but they're not this game.
Yeah, it does. It's just that it doesn't scale as much as it used to do. So, but I get where you're coming from. Like, Lincoln is the ideal scenario, but it doesn't feel like they're playing ahead enough where he can, like, greed such an expensive item like Lincoln's. But, you know, they get that Aegis that is super necessary. It really keeps Tempest in this game. And now they have to deal with this vision coming from Infamous. When you look at the big jungle on the dire side, there's... Oh, what are we...
Look, just look at the bottom, the observer scene, at bottom right corner of the map. Slardin came to hide, Alone came to hide. There's also a Sand King hiding, all in like the same clump of trees.
Would a hide and seek?
2 bugs and a prophet.
That sounds like a... That sounded like a video I want to forget about.
Oh yeah? Which video is that?
You don't remember? I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
I've got no idea. Explain it to me.
Oh, no, it's about...
Please. It's just chocolate ice cream, I swear.
Yes. That's exactly what I was thinking about. Chocolate in this beautiful Dota game.
Well,
no,
Aegis,
actually-
3 minutes. Does Tempest want to go and do something with it, or is this just a safety net for Kataro?
Well, it's actually Infamous smoking, so it might not matter what Tempest wants.
Yeah, they go straight up to high ground. Self-fuels from the Sand King, and the monkey gets stunned up. They try to jump in towards them. They've got that Solar Guardian healing him. Parker, half HP, BKB'd up. Aegis gone, and they're inside the Wukong's command. A great 2-man battle to strike as Kataro is sliced. Dawnbreaker and Sand King looking a little worse for wear, but they get the stun to cancel Draken's TP. And another swift move in from Infamous finds a couple of good kills. Puck now contending with the Alone Prophet, but look at that. The BKB timings for Infamous, they are here in force. Multi-stuns from the Sand King of Oscar, and it looks good for Infamous now.
I mean, the Boundless Strike, either... Bloodseeker was a little bit lazy with his BKB pressing, or Parker just got like a perfect timing on that Boundless, as he never really used his 9-second BKB on the Bloodseeker, and he had two chances of using it.
He did indeed.
Just going tier 3s here. Those treants do so much damage.
They have a Nature's Prophet. They are straight up to high ground, forcing Glyph. They've taken Outpost behind them. And the only thing they'll be sad about is that there's no Roshan to take.
Okay, Tempest. What can you do about this? I mean, looks like Aeon Disc is still going to be Seba's item. That's really the problem with this Viper hero. Like, even now with shards and better talents, I still feel like this hero can crush a lane and still feel a little bit powerless. He did go for like a lot of intermediary items before this BKB. You know, I feel like maybe if he just had it after Atos, or if he disassembled the Dragonlance to get the Atos a little bit faster, maybe we could have seen more impact from him. You know, he destroyed the laning stage, but I'm not really seeing a lot of impact right now.
How do you disassemble a lance into a rod?
Well, you take the point out, right? You cut it, and then you have a club, the Ogre club. Makes pretty.
There's no
perfect sense
clubs
for
in
me.
rods though.
No. It's an axe actually. It's not the club anymore, but it's the club part of the axe.
The club part of the axe. Okay, what I was saying is you can't disassemble Dragonlance into Rod of Atos.
No. I'm sorry.
You want to disassemble it into a BKB?
Yes.
A little
okay,
earlier. Okay.
Yeah.
Are they going again?
Sorry, guys. Oh,
Oscar.
speaking of that Viper,
Ah,
we
Draken.
get the BKB off.
He will. He's very low though, and the Wukongs were still hitting him for a sec. Solar Guardian onto Monkey. Parker has to BKB himself.
he gets
TP
bashed.
home stopped. It's cancelled by the bash. Now he's got to stand and fight. Where's his backup? Where's his squad? He's doing a great job, but he's dead regardless. Doesn't have the Prophet here with him. Affliction will find Sladin. But Katara and Draken just hold this high ground. Is that classic Infamous? Is that classic Parker? What's going on there?
I mean, he literally got the BKB, so maybe the read from Infamous was kill Viper, no BKB. Then as they initiate, they realize the BKB is there, and he doesn't die. Parker already jumped in, and probably felt like he could TP away, but the Bastion was also like recently purchased on Kotaro. So small things kind of turning this fight around. But, you know, it's okay to go for plays like this because Roche is still pretty far away. So with the draft that he have on Tempest, I feel like nothing really is going to happen. There's so much split push from Infamous. Status quo doesn't really change that much besides the net worth advantage decreasing.
Yeah, and Alone cementing himself top of the net worth now. Nearly has an Assault Cuirass finished. Continually keeping these lanes pushed out as they get some more of these Tinker wards up on the side lanes. And try and spot the Hoodwink and the Prophet in their hiding spots.
Yeah, that's something Avo was talking about with Alone in the past, like playing these very greedy heroes. And I really feel like he flourishes when he gets to play those heroes. Like he was really active. Like he's really good at farming and using that huge net worth advantage to then get some like good fights. I really like when he gets to play these greedy sort of heroes. 4 neutrals dropping here. What do we have? Psychic Headband for the puck. Do we have a Philly here? Oh, we do have one on Nyx. That's pretty good.
Ooh, is he buying Ags then? Oh, he's still going to go Yules.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lacoste wouldn't approve. But,
Jumping in. Oscar, he's got the heal from the Dawnbreaker and gets a burst strike towards them. Parker jumping in, finds the finishing blow on Sladin. They've lost their Sand King and their Dawnbreaker now as Alone. He's losing a lot of his HP and very quickly. They've got Wukongs to come out to try and kill Kotaro. Alone's going to die to the Viper and the Visage though, and Parker now stuck inside a circle, but a big two-man boundless strike. Eon Disc reassembled and allows Sebas to slip away. Very close to death there, but Oscar has had to buy back to save this team fight for them. Epicenter and the Monkey's damage not enough to deal with Draken, and they're going to lose Oscar again. The dieback on Sand King's incoming. They do find Visage at the very least, but in they come with a double for Sebas's puck.
Oof. That was such an unfortunate fight because Nature's Prophet got 20, but never really got to learn the talent during the fight. I really feel like having the Sprout Leash there would give them some faster kills, and also the puck play that you talked about with the Aeon Disc just baited the Monkey King out of position. And you can see, like, once the BKB charges on the Monkey King go down, the Viper kind of goes back up in impact, because that's really why he's good. Nether Toxin means Monkey King cannot stand his ground, and that's really what this hero does.
Yeah, it's pretty much Monkey presses BKB, Viper presses BKB, and they wait each other out.
Yeah. That's why you need like a lot of damage items. He does go for the Crystallis here on the Monkey King, but looks like he's going straight up for Refresher afterwards.
Oh, he's the double BKB.
Mm-hmm. That's how you outscale the Viper.
Even Affliction's going to go BKB in this one. Oh, they're going to catch on him. A Hoodwink as well. A Rupture onto Axel. Dawnbreaker caught up by the puck. And Roshan is a freebie for Tempest. Oh, yet again, Bowie, it's 30 minutes in. We have a singular decision potentially dictating where this game heads. Infamous have got a lot on their plate to defend it. And they've got caught out again. Sand King has to Eul's. He can try burrow back towards safety and dodges the coil with a blink. But it's all close.
Still feels like this is going to be a free Roche. They do smoke on 3 heroes. But this is actually very, very fast. Nice smoke breakage by the Knicks. Zoning. Infamous.
2-man stun. They get the puck in it as well. But Eon Disc is there. The safety. Gets Sovas away from Alone. And a Blood Right looks good. Sand King blinks away from it. Catchu keeps chasing though and gets some familiars to land on Alone. Parker now leaping into action. Wants to kill off the Wraith Pact. And another Burrow Strike. Finding the puck once more. They need damage. That Sharpshooter will give you that. They need more out of this though. And desperately, Nyx's TP barely completes. Viper has to BKB, but is leashed inside the Sprout. Parker's going to Wukongs for this to make damn sure Draken dies. Burrow and Boundless ready as well. And another swing in this incredible game. Dead even as we go into 31 minutes. Aegis in the hands of Bloodseeker, yeah, but Viper and Puck dead for over a minute.
Yeah, I think they doubled down too much onto that Roche. Like, considering they knew that Infamous actually had a dead hero that couldn't buy back, I feel like Tempest should have probably just taken the fight, but they split up, trying to get Roshan and take a fight at the same time, and that's when they got outnumbered, and now they're just getting swamped in damage.
Carapace is the sharpshooter, so he does survive, but Kitaro, even through his BKB, will die. First life claimed up, Alone, trying to stand in behind the Monkey King, and this burst strike from Oscar. Really nicely done to catch out Kitaro again. No buyback on the BS. They've got Elena Axe bottom already wide open with that tier 3 dropping a good 15 minutes ago. So Infamous, 2 lanes of barracks in their sight. And Bloodseeker with absolutely no money for buyback. He's 1,000 away from it, so you just have to give up 2 lanes here.
Yeah, this is disastrous for Tempest. They, we talked so much about how second Roche was important for them, and they got it, but the price was way, way too much. Like, you're against this sort of draft where if you lose a fight, you're going to lose a lot of real estate. And they also did that Roche with the lanes very pushed towards their side of the map because they were responding to what Infamous was doing the whole time. Really, really unfortunate, Tempest.
Parker is just going to jump into Wukongs. The back line is being backstabbed. Puck is going to get Yulesed up. Eon Disc already expended, so the chain stun and the damage from the sharpshooter gets it. Puck's dead now for a minute and a half. Again, just no buybacks on any of these Radiant heroes. Puck is 150 gold off it, but Mega Creeps are coming soon. Infamous come in. Swift tactical strike. Get all the buildings and get the hell out.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I knew that this Monkey King would need, some extra items to be able to handle Tempest, but it was way faster than I anticipated. This Nature's Prophet pick and the way Alone played just really, really allowed them to punish any mistakes from Tempest. Such a scary lineup, because all of the cores, like, they're always pushing the lanes because of the way they work, and they also push high ground really quickly. Like, Tempest, they won a lot of fights, but they never really got anything out of it because they're pretty trash at taking buildings.
All tier 2 standing, all of them pretty much full health, and bottom tier 1 still up as well. Yeah, we talked about it at length, right? Prophet, Monkey, Hoodwink, Sand King, 4 heroes in Infamous that are exceptionally good at clearing waves, split pushing, cutting, and doing all of this sneaky stuff to manipulate creep equilibrium and give you that potential for macro gameplay. And now they're in the fountain with a big old Wukongs. Kitaro is demolished by Parker. Solar Guard in the fountain as well, and a triple kill for the Monkey King. He's gonna die. The fountain kills him. He's gone for 100 seconds. Alone at Oscar, now looking at this tier 4 tower and wondering, ooh, what do we have to do to win this game? Blink in Burrow. Oscar finds the Viper. Needs some more damage though. The Visage will finally drop. but Alone is TP'd home. The throne stands. That should have been game over as Alone TP's back in. He's going to try and solo 1v2 against Puck and the Viper. He's leashed up Draken, turns for the hits, but the coil and the damage will kill him off as well. Oh my god, oh Draken, he's dying to Treants. He's dying to Treants, he's fine, he'll get back to Fountain, but the throne is still alive. Technically, the game isn't over.
I don't care what anyone says. South American Dota is the best thing that ever happened to this game. Like, look at this. This is the highest form of entertainment in the entire DPC. Like, you'll never see this anywhere else. This is so beautiful, actually.
Goodness gracious me.
I definitely don't want to read chat right now. I imagine the sort of comments that would pop up, but yeah, very entertaining. I'm pretty sure you shouldn't die Fountain, even when you are 24k gold ahead.
Yeah.
So,
but
that's probably what started it all. And I mean, as entertained as I am, I also, like, you know, Infamous, you were doing pretty well. So if this was, you know, Series 1, Series 2 after beating Thunder Awaken, I would be all down for this. But they're fighting for their major chance here.
yeah. and Tempest, you know, same kind of story. They want to try and solidify that middle of the table and, you know, maybe sneak up there. They're currently thinking in the immortal words of Jim Carrey. So you're telling me there's a chance?
Oh yeah, it's the same Wolf Team mentality, right? I was looking a lot of posts, and they're like, if X team wins and this team loses, and we win the 3-man tiebreaker, there's a chance. So I actually feel like they rely heavily on Infamous losing, because I think if Infamous wins this, Wolf Team can't go to the mage. No, actually,
Everything's up in the air, right?
No, I think if Infamous wins, they can't, because they rely on Infamous not tying in points with Thunder. So I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that that's the best scenario for them. Oh, Tempest, can you do this?
All they've got to do is Wukong's the throne, right? Just go and hit the buildings.
How many 4-steps do they have here? They have one on Nyx, one on Visage, a triple, actually one on Viper. So triple 4-step the Monkey King into the Fountain. That's the way.
Yeah, let's do it. If they can get into the base again, that is. Treants and Dawnbreaker. There's a fresh BKB on our man Axel. No, it's not fresh. That's down to 7 seconds now. He's had that a while.
They're old.
And 1 minute until fastest Roshan spawn. Hey, you gotta be shaking a bit as Infamous. Like, you know this game is all but won. And you probably could have won it if you hadn't got into Fountain.
Alright, so you wanna guess what was the probability of winning here for Infamous before and after the Fountain dive?
It's like, oh my god, Alone.
There's a fight.
Oscar trying to fight bottom. They've got Eon Disc up and running. The Solar Guardian come in to heal as well. The Bloodseeker's dead, but he has buyback this time. Alone will drop and buy back himself. Down goes 2 more, though. And Infamous going to have to really churn out some thick buybacks right now to continue fighting.
This is... I mean, why are they just blind buying back? I don't know. I'm not getting the vibes like I display. I mean, sure, but they were not sure Roche was up. Like, they could have probably checked before going for the buyback.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah,
so you were asking
what's
the probability of winning for Infamous when they were pushing?
So yeah, it was 100%. Then after the push, it was still 100%. After all of these buybacks, they have 1% chance of Tempest winning. So
right.
Finally, Gaben decided that there was a chance.
And a chance.
Yes, a chance exists. It is exactly 1% right now. But if they get this Aegis, you know, maybe it could be 3%.
Sabas queuing up the Wind Waker. Oh, silenced and hexed. Eon Disc is on cooldown. They're going to go for the Nyx Assassin instead with a Boundless and a Burrow. Leashing, sprouting, catching Slardin. Even BK being up on Parker with a DD rune active. Roshan is 45 seconds away. What an incredible game. Infamous wants to just calm down a little bit. And knowing that Radiant are going to be letting less gold, less experience, having to deal with these mega creeps arriving at their base, there is continual pressure on Tempest. And I guess the buyback from Alone is just to keep that pressure on, right? It's still a bit weird, but the rationalization of it is he keeps all the lanes pushed out.
Yeah, it's just that, like, if they didn't really want to commit for a fight with that buyback, then they, like, the way to win this game is just wait Roshan, right? Why force a weird fight when you know you can secure the game with the Aegis? I'm not really harping too much, but it definitely felt like the Infamous we're watching. It doesn't feel as strong as the one that beat Thunder Awakened 2-0. You know, it was such a stomp in a way that it does kind of feel weird. But yeah, they're gonna secure this Roshan, and they still have this game in the bag. It takes like an immense effort for Tempest to even like defend their lanes, let alone find a way to win after this refresher drops. So that's gonna be double BKB for NP.
Yeah, double BKB, double Sprouts. Monkey King with the Aegis means you can maybe go Fountain Dive a little deeper. Having 2 lives. Well, both teams smoking. Tempest trying to come out and get some wards outside of their base where they can maybe start a fight. But Infamous are already approaching the throne. Parker straight onto it. Does get first hit bashed by Kataro. Double BKB from the carries. And Solar Guardian with the Wukong's going to allow Parker just to hit into the throne now. Focus the buildings. And the glyph is up for Radiant, and they will use it quickly. Nyx Assassin caught by Oscar. And then Epicenter will bring him down, as well as Draken found by the Lone Prophet in the back. Parker refreshes. And does lose his first life, but has BKB when he comes back up. And the building's dying. So throne gone means Infamous finally take the game and the series.
All right. Yeah, a couple of hiccups here and there, but they still like win convincingly. I think this draft looked hard to execute, so I'm actually pretty happy that Infamous was able to find a ways. I think Alone was the MVP for me this game. He really played well that early game, kind of savage. The Monkey King just being totally trashed. They bought a lot of time for Parker to get back, and you know he got a good itemization. Sure, he dove the fountain, but the game was pretty much secured. You had mega creeps, so you are allowed to die fountain.
You're allowed to. Bowie allows you to dive fountain. But yeah, I think it was a very close series overall, and that third game definitely showing how close the two teams are. I mean, you could probably argue Tempest a touch better at these mid to late game, especially around second and third Roshan kind of engagements. But it feels like Infamous still has that certain touch with Parker where there's unexpected moves and you're not quite sure how much farm he's going to get or how much impact he's going to have. But this game showing on... I mean, Monkey King, I feel like that was the first hero I saw him play, you know, going back 3-4 seasons, was Monkey King. Is that one of his real signature heroes? That's his like mainstay pick?
He definitely played it a lot. I think recently we saw him on these more naturally rising heroes, you know, like Luna, the Terror Blaze, the Dusas. But I think Monkey King is a hero that a lot of people are playing. No, actually, it's one of the few carries you see being first phased as an 8th pick. So it's a very strong hero right now. So it's definitely comfort for him.
Absolutely. I think we're good to head it back to panel to break this down a bit more and maybe have an interview in a short while. So Arvo, over to you.
Gareth has done the DPC for long enough to know it's always a maybe have an interview, never an assured thing, but we are trying for sure. Let's see if we can talk to Infamous. Guys, the Monkey King versus Viper lane did not work well, but then they recovered nicely in the mid game. Infamous almost threw that game towards the late. That was actually about to bite my hand off there. I couldn't believe that was happening, but they managed to make it work in the mid game. Was it them that did it well, or do you feel like Tempest dropped the ball a little bit in the mid game? Because they did have somewhat of a lead early. RDO, I'll start with you.
I feel like they kind of lost the game when Prophet got level 20 and they just killed 2 cores with a Stroud. Like I don't know how the Prophet just gets 20 and nobody talks about it and nobody plays different, you know? I feel like it was really strange to see Tempest throw the game on this way. because they're a very good team on team fights. They're a very good 5-man unit and stuff, and they just throw the game by playing team fights poorly. So kind of, but also a very good gameplay by Infamous, right? Parker got destroyed at the laning phase, but even though it happened, they managed to give him free farm so he could get like Battle Fury, eggs, BKB, and win the game. Because as I've said before, Bloodseeker can't really play this game without BKB, and once his BKB is over, he's just a creep and instantly just dies.
Yeah. Sexy Fat, we talked to you earlier about we supposed that the Puck would be good against the MP in this matchup, but didn't really feel that way at all. That Puck in general was pretty cancelled this game. Feel like Sebas didn't feel comfortable on that hero?
Yeah, I did not feel much impact from him, but mostly not because of
Sexy
him.
Fat, are you ignoring
Tá,
me or
tá
you muted?
mutado, you're muted.
Oh,
Tá mutado.
oh, sorry. Oh, good now. Yeah,
Hello, Sexy Fat.
I don't think it was Seba particular, like only his fault. I think like the team moves that they did as 5 or 4 wasn't good moves. Like they
Okay.
got big advantage on laning stage and then they just did so much wrong moves and they just throw it all away and Puck just kind of lost her advantage slowly.
Can you name one of these moves, for example, you remember you thought was like, what are you doing?
On top, on the tier 1 happened 1 or 2 fights like was completely weird. Like I don't think Tempest was like they did not prepare what they're doing. They was just like running at the tower and hopefully they would get a free tower. And the Infamous just saw it and prepared to fight them.
Okay, that is fair enough. Sorry, we're just trying to set up the interview here. And by trying to set up, I mean messaging more people. So RDO, tell me, as I try to find more contacts I have for Infamous. What do you think were the highlights of this match for Infamous? Do you feel like they recovered as the game went forward?
Yes.
Sorry, as the series went forward, I meant.
Yes, they started playing the actual current meta with 2 or 3 cores on the side of Infamous, 2, 3 scaling cores, and it actually worked pretty well. Second game with the quad pick plus the CK, and now in third game playing Prophet mid plus Monk King. They have so much late game, and they always get to the late game because they have such a good early slash mid game gameplay.
Sexy Fat, for Tempest, what are the things you think they should look to improve on? As this DPC is probably over for them. I mean, they're kind of mid-table no matter what. But for next one, it'd probably be important to, or for close qualifiers, it's probably important.
Oh, definitely they need to work on their gameplay after laning stage because sometimes I feel like they have good picks. They're playing on the comfort zone. They win their lanes, but somehow they don't give us a direction for themselves on the game. Like they're not exactly they don't know exactly what they need to do, what they need to achieve to just get on top of the enemy team to build a big advantage. I always feel like they're just playing, waiting for some PvP to show and just fight. That's the way how I feel about them.
Yeah, that's fair enough actually.
It lacks organization, some better game plan. That's how I feel about them.
That's fair enough. Thank you for that. As we go back to cameras for a second, we might have to bid you goodbye. Before that, we will be giving you a shout out here. Oh, sorry. We do have a player. Oh, amazing. I didn't get answers, but it is happening. Let's go. I have an interview with Alone.